banter. Balls and banter. No excuses, just win, win, win with your balls and banter. We got balls, we got pucks, we got sticks, we got everything in between. We got balls and banter.
All right, it's Thursday. We have made it through another week, folks. So glad to be with you today, live from the studio here in beautiful, hot as balls, Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Tom's with us, Zach in studio, Matthew hitting the keys. Nate is out today, but he'll be back next week. How are you boys doing?
I'm doing well. Dude, you wouldn't believe how soupy it is up here in Northeast Ohio. I'm telling you, we're getting all this smoke from the fires in Canada. It's unbelievable. When you walk outside, it's like this. You think that the whole city is burning. And it's just the wind gusts pushing all the smoke down from Canada into Ohio and Michigan.
Two things. One, the pictures coming out of there are crazy. Just the Midwest, the North in general, from all the fires, Canada screwing shit up again. Also, not surprising that things are hot and muggy and just terrible in Ohio because you got Buckeyes there and it's a terrible state. But I love the main thing. The second thing, your outfit on point. Love everything
it's amazing.
about it. Don't. I keep telling Tom, like, obviously Tom and I are great friends. We talk all the time. Like, can you just dress this way all the time? Not that it's a requirement. I just get such satisfaction out of it. It just makes me happy. Like, maybe everyone on the show starts wearing the tri-colored 80s wristbands, tube socks, even though you can't see them behind, at least where Zach and I are. But yeah, I think that could be good.
I'm definitely going to lean into it then.
Okay. We got to get Zach something.
Yeah.
And myself. We got to get everyone something.
We're starting some uniforms now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. I mean, you got to stand out, right?
There you go.
Like, there's some crazy sons of bitches over there at Balls and Banter. And have you seen what they wear? It's not appropriate. It's not even good looking. But I'm not saying you don't look good, Tom. You do. You look great. So I got into quarterback season 3 last night. I talked about it Tuesday. And here's this is both a bad thing and a cheat code at the same time. My concern was, I love this. We're going to haul through it. My wife and I are going to blow through the entire season in 2 nights. Maybe 3 if we're tired. The kids, we have a sports family. They've all been indoctrinated. They all love it, partly because they have to, but partly because they now really do. So they wanted to watch too. So we just did 1 episode last night, and then it was closer to their bedtime, close to the point where we probably could have done a second, but my wife called it, which I think was the right move. And because we're doing it with them, there's like this forced pacing that's in place now. I will do 1 more tonight, maybe 2. With the whole crew. They loved it. And what's great is my girl's obviously my son's into it. My middle girl, who's a cheerleader, who's like doing all these crazy like backflip things now, and it's insane what she does. She's like so dire. She's like the girl in movies who's like the daughter's coach. She's not a tomboy, but she's like the daughter's coach who's just so into sport. Like she's like the one grabbing the clicker and, Dad, the game's on. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm sorry. Anyways, it was awesome. Peyton Manning, Omaha Productions, Netflix, NFL Films, all the people who work on quarterback, freaking ball. Baker Mayfield is a great character for quarterback because he's got that piss and vinegar. Flacco was interesting. Cam Ward doesn't give 2 shits about anything. Like, there's points where he's just dropping F-bombs like okay, like this is a great and he still looked good and it came off for him. It worked fine. But you see these dudes, and I think it's really good PR for them because, like, you learn about their family, you learn about them, their story behind and off the field, and it makes them look really good. Cam had a couple moments last night. I was like, well, you said it, so it's out there. But I love that freaking show. All that to say, I don't know, Zach. I know Tom, you're into it. I don't know if you're into it, but I love freaking quarterback.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting into it now. I mean, I think you sold me on it. I haven't seen it. I didn't know the quarterbacks that were in it, but I'm excited to watch. Yeah,
it's good. It's good. And the theme song that I will spare you guys from me humming it or like trying to make it sound good. I love their freaking theme song that they use every year. Tom, have you started it yet?
I have not started it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it because Omaha Productions puts out very great content. And then taking the approach from a cinematic look of their content, I really have a true appreciation for it. And it was something that was established long ago by Steve Sable, who, brought in an orchestra to start scoring, the highlights that they were doing for NFL films. And it truly makes a difference. And I think with the productions like Quarterback and the rest of those in the franchise, it just elevates to what you're seeing to a different level. And to me, sports is the original reality television because you've got the characters who are already there, and you have the built-in stakes of the game, and then you have the highs and lows of regular storytelling, and at the end there's a conclusion. And that's the same that you get with these documentaries. They have the ability to encapsulate what it is to be a competitor at a very high level, but also show a different, more well-rounded side of the characters that you're pulling for.
Absolutely. 100%. It is built in that way. And it's just, and you're right to reference Steve Sable in this because he's the godfather of all this, and what Peyton and the boys have done and taking it to a new level with better technology, with better cameras, better all that stuff. Freaking awesome. Quick side point, Chaos, happy birthday. She said, I'll just read the article. 2 great pieces of information for me personally that I want to share. 1, happy birthday to me, which absolutely. 2 years ago, I was given 6 months to live. Cancer markers are down. Yeehaw. Amen. I remember when we were talking about that. That's amazing. Praise God. That's an awesome praise point right there. So all good on all fronts. Firefighter, good to see you, Andy, everyone, Texas, all you folks that are in the chat. Okay, let's get to some soccer. Yeah. From real football to the fake football we go. So you had Spain take on France. Tom, you're out, baby. You said France was going to win this, and they're done. They got taken down by Spain 2-0 the other day. Really wasn't that close. Spain, a great team. Spain and Argentina, both. We'll talk about Argentina in a second. But Spain gets the win. They're on to the World Cup final, which will be Sunday. We'll remind you of that at the end of the show. And then this Argentina game yesterday, I couldn't quite decide what I wanted to do. I think I wanted Argentina just because I think the matchup will be so good in the finals. But they're down 1-0 at the very end. And then like England always does, they fuck it up. And they lose 2-1. I mean, we're talking the 85-minute mark and then extra time. 2 minutes into extra time, Argentina scores again, and they end up winning 2-1. They're advancing. They've had multiple games like this in the tournament where they've come back, and you could kind of see it coming. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch it, but they were in their zone so much at the end. Like, they had so much pressure on England. It's like, this is going to change. They're at least going to get one, and they got more than one. They got 2, and now they're going to the World Cup final. Really good game, though. Really good game. And my brother was over. One of my brothers was over. And it's just crazy. Like, you see Messi in that picture there where it says Argentina advancing to the World Cup final. The dude is an animal. But you look at him and, like, he's the most average-looking human. Can't go on certain rides at theme parks. Like, he's tall enough to do that. But, like, you get my point. He's a short, pretty average-looking dude, and he's just a wizard on the freaking soccer field. That team's impressive. That game's going to be really good.
Yeah, he does. He has this air of being like a high school chemistry teacher. And
yes.
You're going to go in, and put on the Bunsen burner and the goggles and, start some sort of experiment. He's got that everyman feel to him. But whenever I see Argentina play, it always, like, when they're down and they need to come back, it feels like there's something very John Elway about, a John Elway drive toward the end of a game. And that's what they always seem to pour on and then come out with these victories, which as the game was inching closer and closer to the arbitrary ending of whenever the referee decides that it's over with, I was thinking, well, England's got a pretty strong chance. The goalie's playing out of his mind. Their defense is playing great until they weren't, and they gave up a goal, and it was like, okay, here comes that Elway 2-minute drive, and that's what we got.
That's what we got. And now this is your final, as we've made clear, Spain, Argentina. Really, if you're the television networks, if you're FIFA, this is what you wanted. But what's interesting is, and I didn't know this, it's probably not a surprise to you, Guy, but I'm not the biggest soccer statistician. But this is the first time that the top two teams, what's that next graphic? Yeah, here we go. First time ever, top two ranked teams made it to the final.
Wow.
You got number 1 Argentina, number 2 Spain. So we got some history being made here. That game's going to be awesome. By the way, President Trump will be attending that game. So if you're going to that game, 1, invest in the show because you're rich as balls because those tickets are insane. And 2, get there early because security is going to be crazy. But that's pretty wild. I didn't know that you'd think historically some of these great teams would match up in the final, but I guess you just always have someone kind of eke their way in, and now we've got the 1 and 2 teams squaring off in the final on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern from the I'm going to call it the Meadowlands, MetLife, whatever. It's always the Meadowlands in my heart. Tom, you got something you want to say? I can see it.
Yeah, so when this game wrapped up, there's a couple of things that I was thinking, okay, what kind of matchup is this going to be? You've got this, killer offense that Argentina has. You have this really stingy defense that Spain has, and Spain's defense is something. I know that it seems like all defenses are something because, people score like 1-2 goals.
Right.
But there's something about Spain's defense that they just seem to have, their games on lockdown. But at the end of the game, I was wondering to myself, for the finals, we've got Spain, which is known for one of my favorite things in the entire world, which is Iberian ham. And then we also have Argentina, which has some of the greatest steaks on earth.
They do.
So I'm thinking to myself, what does Drew Berquist go for? Does he go for an Argentinian steak with Malbec, or does he go the Iberian ham with sangria?
I'm looking up Iberian ham because I've obviously spent a lot of time overseas. I'm trying to, the name doesn't sound familiar. Have I had it?
Oh, I'm sure you've had it. It has the whole leg on it. And it's.
I'm seeing it now. I don't know that I've had it. So really? I don't know that I can get that in time for Sunday.
Costco.
Costco has Iberian ham?
Wow.
They always have it at Christmas time. I don't know. I think
Costco has everything.
They do have everything. I'm gonna put someone on this. I might have to try that. Here, I'm going to a nice steak dinner tonight. I was telling the boys in studio with my father. That'll be yummy. It doesn't preclude me or stop me from having steak again on Sunday. That's never going to be the case. Steak and a Malbec. That does sound very good and South American. Well, it's going to be an interesting game. Here, you talk about the defense and the offense. What's an interesting stat to follow too? With these international teams, I think it's a little different, kind of like when you have Olympics, World Cups, and these international teams when everyone comes together and you have all-star type rosters. But Argentina, 17 players with previous World Cup experience. Spain, 0. So that's interesting. Messi on the end of his career. You've got some who are late. But Messi not playing like he's on the end of his career. So certainly you'd think that kind of thing comes into play. I got to get this ham off the screen. I'm going to be drooling on my laptop for the rest of the show. He just drooled. He didn't even use words the rest of the time. That's just what happened. It'll be interesting. It's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. And it's weird to say I'm actually, for the few weeks that we have until we get closer to week 0, the Hall of Fame game, which is before week 0 for college football, but the Hall of Fame game in the NFL, I will actually kind of miss the World Cup. I feel slightly gay saying it, but it's true, and it comes from the heart.
I'll ask you then if you're really missing it by then, because I don't know if that's going to be true.
Yeah, I mean, once the other stuff kicks on and you're like, there was the World Cup in America, I will totally forget. I black out during football season.
Well, as soon as the World Cup's over with, from now until the Hall of Fame game, Drew's going to be out in the garage getting into that special trunk that has these old reel-to-reel films of like Super Bowl 1 and 2 that he's going to put on the old school projector and sit out in the garage and be like as he's watching silent film of game highlights from the 1960s.
Running it back. Hold on, let me see that again. Bring that one back. Pause. What is the left tackle doing here?
Max McGee certainly had a good day on Super Bowl 2.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's what's going to happen. You know what's wild is I'm looking at the Twitter sphere, X sphere, the World Wide Web, and I know this to be true, but we talk about how quick the NFL and collegiate football season is upon us. Praise Jesus. But we don't think about how quick the NHL season is upon us because it just ended. Right? I mean, it was just over like 5 days ago. I'm exaggerating, but it hasn't been that long. And they're already dumping out the broadcast opener schedules, which are in September, end of September.
That's why it's the best sport.
I mean, it is. I mean, that is so freaking good. Let's put this up, Matthew. So here's what the first day looks like. You got you got Florida going to Carolina. Great matchup. The Kachuk brothers now in Florida. Carolina obviously just won themselves a Stanley Cup. Weeks ago, it feels like. Rangers, Bruins, Blackhawks, Knights, Canadians. I'm not going to spare you and talk about the different networks that are on. You can see it on the screen. If you're not, you can Google it or you can come watch the show. Canadians, Maple Leafs, Canucks, Oilers, Penguins, Flyers, Kings, Avalanche. And really the main point is just that, look at that date, September 29th. We're like months away from people taking the ice again, and then that bitch just lasts all the way through April. And it's crazy. Does it end at the end of April or May? I don't even remember anymore.
I'm pretty sure it went into June this year.
Did it go into June?
I think it has the past couple of years.
God bless hockey players. The toughest people on the planet. The fans amazing. Everyone's got it just dialed in. That sport does have it dialed in. You got to give them credit. But there's so much greatness on our doorstep that it's amazing. We talked off camera. Detroit, who is Zach's team, making some change. A lot of people making changes the offseason for the 7 days that's the offseason. But a lot of people making changes. Steve Yzerman out as the GM.
Yeah.
In Detroit. Tell us, Mr. Red Wing, how do you feel about this? What do you think?
Man, it's tough because there's conflicting feelings that, it was supposed to be the Yzer plan. It didn't come to fruition. He's had some questionable moves over the past couple of years, and I think ultimately, one domino after another, it kind of just, kind of comes to light that maybe we should kind of separate from that agreement. The Red Wings cannot fire him, I don't think.
He's Steve Yzerman.
Exactly.
He is the Red Wings.
He is the Red Wings, like you said. So, he's just going to be stepping aside and letting someone else come in and make the decisions that he maybe should have. Great guy, love him, but it's probably time for some change in Detroit.
That's the tough thing. When you're a legend,
right,
like he was for that organization and in hockey across the board, and then they're like, we want to make you part of it. We want to institutionalize you in the organization, make you part of it forever, and we're going to give you all this responsibility and power. And then typically, in most cases, I feel like in sports, not just hockey, like you'll see former NFL players who try and coach high school football. They're terrible coaches. A lot of them are terrible coaches. They'll go and be a GM or somewhere on the staff, and they're just not good. Some of them are. It's just how it goes. But it's really tough when they're a legend, on the banners in the arena, and you have to tell them you're moving on. They gave him a new title. I forget what it is.
Yeah, vice president of, I don't know, assistant to the hockey ops people. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah, it's not as powerful as it once was. But he's still there. And he still is a legend. So hopefully for your sake, the Red Wings get back on track.
I'm excited to watch the rest of the teams this season. I can't be too excited about the Red Wings right now.
I wasn't going to say it, but you did. Okay, quick pivot out of sports. This is going to be, by the way, folks, this is going to be a little different episode today because we're going to do some memes in the middle of the show, and then we're going to come back and finish on a couple stories, and then we'll head into the weekend. And this is not really a full pivot out. Let's go back, Matthew, to the one you had. To this one. So this is like quasi-sports, quasi-not. Maybe you've seen this on social, but I think it's just worth, like, you were golfing this morning.
Yep.
When you were golfing, did you happen to see something like this happen? Take a look at this course.
Hey, Bear. Hey, Bear. Hey, Bear, he's moving right now. Damn it. Oh, my God. Bear, get off my golf clubs, please. Please. Oh, he's ripping my bag. Bear. Bear. Hey, Bear. Hey, no. No, stop. Oh, my God. He's going to. Oh, shit. Bear, come on. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Oh, no. Bear, get back here. Hey, Bear. Those are my clubs, man.
That's an expensive bear attack.
Yes.
Oh, you just think about that man. Oh, come on. Oh. There.
I just love it. I love that he not only, it's not every day. In Florida, you'll see gators on the course and stuff like that. Gators rarely come up and take your clubs. They usually get scared and scurry back into the water. If you're not from here, you're going to see it. You're going to see a prehistoric creature come onto the course every once in a while. It's a weird thing, but you'll get used to it. But you never see gators or creatures, in this case a bear, actually take the clubs. I love this bear. I'm all about this bear because he's like, you know what? These are interesting to me. And I'm taking them back to my crew, or just maybe I'm going to enjoy them by myself. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I just love that he drags them off. Like, significant props to the bear for going all the way. Because you could have quit and been like, this is awkward to carry. It's like hitting the ground, and teeter-tottering. He didn't give up.
No.
This is a life lesson for all of us. When you're stealing golf clubs from humans, and it seems like it's hard to drag it back into the woods, you don't give up. You take them back to your bear family, and then I don't know what you do with it. I'd love to finish that more cleanly than I am, but I thought it was amazing.
Yeah,
that didn't happen to you this morning.
No, it did not happen. The gator thing did happen. I did not hit the ball into the water. The gator came onto the land and got my ball. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
So that it didn't hit the water. I'm just going to drop it where I know the gator picked it up anyway.
Right. Exactly. I mean, rules don't dictate that specifically, so you just set the ball down there.
But there must have been some food or something in that bear or in that bag that the bear wanted. But I'm surprised that this came out. I mean, I don't know what's in the water these days, but this comes out the same time as the Yellowstone video comes out of the. Have you seen that? The bison.
Oh yeah.
Like what's going on with the animals these days?
Yeah, that one is great. There's some great memes on that one, by the way. We don't actually, I don't think we have any bison memes today, but that one was wild. Yeah, absolutely. I love the bear.
Anytime that I see a bear, I'm just like, I wouldn't say I'm scared of bears. I'm very cautious of them, just as I am with the bears that you find in certain bars that are wearing all leather and work out a lot. I'm very cautious of them. And for that guy to get as close as he did, I was like, holy smokes, dude, I would never do anything like that. But the bear was obviously engaged and like Zach's saying, wanted something in that bag. Something smelled really good in that bag, whatever it was. My guess is the guy probably has some, hydroponic, weed in there. And it gave off a little bit of an odor that the bear was attracted to. Or it was just a candy bar. Who knows?
Snickers, weed, either way. Yeah, I was surprised that I would not have gotten that close. I obviously have had some interesting experiences in my life, like adrenaline, like danger. I don't want to get close to a bear, a great white shark. There's a lot of things I don't want to get close to. You could tell they're on the back nine. Like, they had enough drinks where it's like, I'm going to get close to this thing. Like... Because I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's certainly not front nine behavior.
It's not front nine behavior. It's not. I don't know how to segue from a bear into this. We don't do politics as much here. I'm not even going to get. I don't like Chuck Schumer. I think he's terrible for America. I think everyone should hate him. And that sounds mean. That's whatever. Don't care. He shouldn't be. He's been in office for like 400 years. But you'll get it at the beginning. This is a New York Post clip, if I'm not mistaken. You'll get it at the beginning, and then you'll get it again at the end. We've seen some of these. And sometimes, look, it's probably happened to you too. Sometimes you just let one out and you don't mean to, and you think no one caught it, but they did. They definitely did. This one on microphone on the Senate floor. Here's the illustrious, hateful Jew, Chuck Schumer. Listen.
Now on Iran and the NDAA. The American people need to know, of course, how and why this chaos is spreading through their streets, and we need a complete investigation that's independent. Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration can say about his disastrous war with Iran is that Vietnam was worse.
All right, so we can cut back.
A point Trump made yesterday, he reveals the scale of his failure.
This is similar to Swalwell on TV. We've seen lots of instances like this. It does happen to be Democrats more than Republicans. Take what you will with that. But you can't avoid, like, Chuck, you definitely farted, bro. Did you shit your pants? We're not certain. But, like, you definitely farted. There's no two ways about that. That's pretty damning.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, he had the body movement to go with it. He kind of raises up a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you reach a certain age. I'm getting up there in years, and there's times where I'll, like, take a step and go, was that me? And luckily, nobody's around. But it has a tendency to slip out once in a while. You just have to be a little bit more cognizant of your surroundings and have a little bit more concentration and a little bit more awareness of your surroundings. What's funny? I was in a football game about 8 years ago with my father-in-law. We were at a Cal game, and he was with all his old friends. They've been going to Cal games for like 50 years, same seats, everything.
Okay.
And so as we're going through the stadium, he takes the time to point out every restroom to me. And I'm like, oh, man, this is definitely old guy. When you're around a bunch of old guys, they always talk about, where the restrooms are, just so you know exactly where it is in case you have to go. And I was kind of like, oh, okay. Oh, here we go. We're on this tour. Now, fast forward 8 years later, I'm very cognizant of where the bathroom is.
True. And which ones are the best?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's actually a really important. It's an important thing. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it does happen, and it does. Even not getting up in the years, it still happens. It happens more. I mean, if your parents, your grandparents, people you've been around, you see it like, okay, we're not gonna bring it up. We're just gonna leave it. By the way, speaking of politicians, real quick. I didn't pull in the clip. I think this is fantastic. And of course, I'm being facetious. It's terrible. Joe Biden puts out a video the other day. He's writing a book, a memoir on his time in office. And he's talking hardly, if we can call it talking. And you can like the guy, don't like the guy. You can like Trump, don't like the guy. I don't care. That's not what we're here to talk about. But he's not with it, right? Like, he's not been there for a long time. I mean, even his people have come out and said it since the campaign and the election. But he comes out and puts this video out as if he's like super proud of it and like talking. It's like, Joe, you did not write this book. You did not even contribute to this book. Stop the charades. It's typical news, media, politician bullshit. But I just love that he's like, and I want you to check it out. I talk about this. I talk about that. I'm not even certain you remember being president. To tell me you wrote this book is categorically insane.
The things that he's saying is in the book probably isn't even there.
Probably not. Probably not. I wish that he had, because then he'd forget what he's allowed to say and not allowed to say and what he should say and shouldn't say. I think it would be great. I'd love like some tell-all Hunter stories, some tell-all, here's how I started screwing the babysitter who's Jill. And, that would be interesting, but it's not going to go that way. And it'll sell lots of copies because the publisher will buy lots of copies and they'll, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really nice if he did come out and say, hey, my intention was to arm up the Taliban, continue to give them a bunch of money so we could fight them at a later date, and I want to kill as many Afghans who worked with us as possible because we don't need them around and they're expendables. And you know what? If we lose a couple of military members on the way out, so be it.
Yeah, it would say that.
I mean, that would be honest. And that
would be honest.
That's exactly what I thought, in my mind was going on as it was happening. And I think that it was not just myself, but there are others like me out there. And I think that we've been proven right that was the actual intention.
100% to the point where I'm having to be super careful. I already have a long road to hoe with the publication review board with my book. I've had to take a lot of things out, and I have to change some of the vernacular and terminology in it. So it's like, which is dumb. Anyways, let's not talk about Afghanistan. That leads to rage.
Drew, we need you to change Adam to Alpha.
So I'm not looking forward to it. Tex says, by the way, Tom, wait till you're in your 80s and have had rectal cancer. Yeah, I mean, that's a different level for sure. Tex, glad you're here today. Okay, last thing, and then we'll do some memes, and then we'll get back into a little sports, and then we'll get out of here. I'm excited about this. I'm an 80s kid. I'm on the tail end of Gen X. I love it. I don't like really anything that's happened since then. I do love my family. I love my wife, my kids. I love everyone here involved in the show. I love all you guys in the audience, most of you. But the 80s are great. Like, I just love going back. I'm a nostalgic figure. Most of us are. So Danny McBride is going to, we can put this up, he's going to redo a new G.I. Joe movie. He wrote the script, said the goal is to film in 2027, which is crazy. That's next year. It was his favorite franchise growing up. It says grounded action film, not a comedy. They've done a couple G.I. Joe films, but they work in this shtick and some humor and some other stuff. It's like, no. The kids want to just watch what they saw in cartoons growing up. That's what I want to see. I want to see a real life version of that. Just like I wanted to see that with He-Man, just like you want to see it with any fill in the blank, whatever it could be. But he's claiming he's going to take it seriously. I've heard, by the way, he's talking to some pretty interesting people about being in it. Chris Pratt, Bradley Cooper. Who else did I see? Walter Goggins. Some interesting folks being in it. I hope they do it. I hope they do it right. Because, again, I'm a child at heart. Loved the 80s. Loved G.I. Joe. Loved the cartoon. And did not love the films they made. I would like somebody to do it right.
Well, obviously, you have to have Javier Bardem as the bad guy.
Some bad guy, yeah. Have him be freaking Cobra. He's got to be something. So, have you started that yet? Have you started Cape Fear yet?
I have not.
Come on, you got quarterback and Cape Fear.
On Widow's Bay.
That's true. You are. Would my wife? Would she like that?
She would love Widow's Bay because there's no jump scares in it. It's a bit creepy, but the storytelling is great. The settings are great. The plot and the subplots to it are fantastic. The characters are great. And I sent you a text, I think it was yesterday, about Stephen Root and how I think he is one of the gems of acting because he has the uncanny ability to take on whatever character it is and literally transform himself into that person. And I know that's, people are saying, well, that's acting, Tom. Yes, it is. But how many times have you seen different actors who seem the same in every film?
Right.
As much as I love Al Pacino, there still is a little bit of Al Pacino in each film. Same thing with Robert De Niro. Same thing with any actor you like.
Most of them, yeah.
A little bit of them in that film. Nicolas Cage, one of my favorites, but you're always going to get the Cage rage. And that's one of the things you want. With Stephen Root, it's just a totally different person with a totally different voice, totally different accent. And I was 3 episodes in before I realized, since I didn't read the credits, that he was in it.
Have you seen this?
I've not.
I mean, it's up for tons of awards. It's supposed to be really good. It's labeled as a horror comedy, which I think is off-putting or confusing to some. And I think that's what would get my wife from being like, I don't know. But then now that I've asked, now I will use this tonight. I asked Tom, who knows you very well, would you like this? And he said yes, and here's why. And that's the ammunition I needed, because I'm very intrigued by it. So worst case, it becomes the good night, honey. I roll over and start watching on my phone kind of thing. That's
which with this series is a little bit different for me, at least, because I'm more of a contrarian when it comes to what's popular. I usually don't like it, and I usually have my reasons for not liking it. And I think subconsciously it's the fact that everybody loves it and tells me how great it is makes me feel like, well, this, it really can't be that good. But to me, Widow's Bay, as far as, the mainstream and the normies take on it, I'm in agreement with the normies.
Okay. Let's do some memes. Let's do That's Meme-tastic.
That's meme-tastic.
That's meme-tastic.
We should do that one more time.
Okay, these are in random order. We just threw them in there today. We'll see what comes up first. Oh, we got a Sophie Cunningham one. She's pointing, as she's so good at doing, to the men's restroom for, is that Brittany Griner?
Yeah.
Sophie Cunningham is so helpful, it says. She is. We love you. We say it too much again. We have gotten a couple restraining orders, but none of them have gone into full effect.
I think she is slowly becoming the face of the WNBA, because, when Caitlin Clark was, came out into the league, she's going to be the face of it. And then it's like, no, you've got Me Bound, and it was and then it's like, no, what about Asia Wilson? And then all of a sudden it was Sophie Cunningham just sort of hanging out in the shadows, and they just little by little started creeping in. And all of a sudden it's like, boom, she's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I would say that she's becoming more than the face of the WNBA. I'd say she's becoming like, I'm not saying that they're on the same level. I'm not making any judgments or comparison, but she really is she's as interesting or becoming close to as interesting to a lot of people as the Sydney Sweeneys of the world, and some of them. Everyone is on board with Sophie Cunningham. It's an interesting phenomenon to watch. Okay, so before we put this one up, let's just talk about flock cameras. Tom, can you give your definition of a flock camera?
Probably one of the most intrusive pieces of technology ever created by mankind to make sure that we live in a continuing panopticon in this Potemkin village of digital security that's being established around us.
Way more than I thought we'd get, but that's perfect. Okay, so you remember Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding? Well, we've got Nancy Kerrigan with the label flock cameras leaning up against the board, and we got Tanya Harding coming up behind her. Americans. We know how that worked. Yeah, I like that. It's very it's perfect coming from you. It's a great meme.
I don't want to, just let me clarify something real quick. I understand the flock camera, and I understand it has tremendous use, especially if there's a crime in progress, if there's a vehicle that's wanted out of another part of the city that enters another city. I totally understand the uses for it, and I think it's great, and I think it's a tremendous aid for law enforcement. Where I have my issues with it, just like any other technology that is brought forward to the public saying it's going to help security, Flock is now instituting facial recognition to it. Yeah. So that part of it, of you just walking down the street and saying, oh, hey, look, there's Drew Berquist. He's got unpaid parking tickets. Let's go get him.
Yeah. Well, it's
that
everything.
Part of it.
Everything just gets taken. Like, again, the intention behind it was not necessarily good. There were parts of the Patriot Act that were good. It just got abused and taken, and then we got abused in response to it. You can take a bunch of examples like that. Take this. There's good in a lot of things. It's just when it gets abused and blown out of context where everyone gets screwed.
And here in America, we have a tendency to take something that's really good that we really like and mess it up.
Yeah. No, we're stupendous at that. Stupendous. Okay, so there's this big. Hopefully, you guys in the audience don't have it. Hopefully, none of us get it. It can be a great weight loss technique, but there's explosive diarrhea going around everywhere. And if you remember playing the Oregon Trail growing up, You have died of diarrhea lettuce. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people going through some rough stuff right now. I was going to say rough shit, but I don't want to offend anybody or trigger anyone who's dealing with explosive diarrhea. But that's a good one. There's lots on that theme today. This one's a great little break, though. We've got the World Cup. We've got some beautiful women, as there are from Europe and here too. But like, we got some Argentinian women fans. Those who know anything about World War II history, when they realize why they look. Those who know anything about World War II history, when they realize why they look like this in Argentina. Yes, exactly. There's a lot of layers to this.
Octung, baby.
Yes.
I know it's Brazil, but Gisele Bündchen.
I'm gonna leave my comments about some of the European fans. By the way, camera crews, great job. You've done a great job throughout this World Cup, finding people. It's like the game's over there. Nope, it's right here. Like there's some stuff. Look it up. It's true. I'm not making this up.
Soccer's not gay.
It's not gay. There are very ungay women in the crowd at soccer games watching the people on the field, which we refuse to call pitch around these parts. We will not say it. I'm sorry I even said it right there. Speaking of leafy greens and lettuce and diarrhea, all those things, we've got Mark Safed from Leafy Greens today. We've got what looks like, a Philly cheesesteak or some sort of meat sandwich with macaroni and cheese on it. Yeah, I mean, if you eat an unhealthy diet, like, you're safe. Like, you're going to be, I mean, you're safe from explosive diarrhea, I should say. We don't want to give too many legal health tips around here. But remember the gain of function research labs and COVID and how Fauci and our government tried to kill everyone and turn everyone against each other? Do you guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we've got a Babylon Bee headline here. We got a new facility, the Taco Bell gain of function lab. Explosive diarrhea epidemic traced to gain of function lab at Taco Bell Institute. I'm telling you, I don't think we have the other meme. Allegedly, Taco Bell's legitimately under investigation as a part of all this that's going on. Whether they should be, shouldn't be, is up for debate. But Taco Bell has been causing diarrhea in this country for a long time. Like, this part is true. Are they responsible for what's happening to thousands of Americans blowing their bowels out like Harry and Dumb and Dumber? I don't know. But usually the answer would be like, yep, there's them.
I mean, it's certainly not the lettuce.
There's I've told you before, it's gotten better, and I don't know if they've changed some things. I used to go to Taco Bell as a young tot, and I would be in the drive-thru. My stomach has never liked it, and yet I would get it. So you can, that's its own thing. I get it. I have 2 therapists. I'll work through it. I would be in the drive-thru, and I already have diarrhea before I've been handed the bag of food. My body knows. Like, it's a smart-ass body. Like, oh, you're not doing this shit. Okay, all right, fine. Here's the deal. We're about to drop the floor out from beneath you. You're going to have explosive diarrhea in your Honda Civic, which is what I was driving at the time.
My dad always called it taco smell for a reason.
Still to this day, Taco Bell is one of my favorite places. I don't have those adverse reactions that you guys are describing.
Most people I know don't.
And to me, what gets me with Taco Bell is if I come across one of those old Taco Bell buildings that looks like, a mission from like the 1800s, the original Taco Bell with the original Bell neon sign out front, just like with Arby's. If you've got the big cowboy hat with the carnival lights around it, I'm pulling in, no matter if I'm hungry or not.
Hell yeah. And I firmly, and I have these adverse reactions. I still will eat Taco Bell from time to time, but I 100% agree on Arby's. Arby's is the most underrated fast food gem, culinary genius happening there. And they're advertising that new sandwich. I'm like, well, I want that.
That cheesesteak, I had it 2 weeks ago. It was amazing. I mean, obviously, it's a fast food cheesesteak. It's not like, a cheesesteak place. But for a fast food cheesesteak, it was amazing.
See, if I wasn't going to dinner, I would get one on the way home. When are you here in studio next, Tom? We got to have an Arby's cheesesteak fest.
Yes.
Be so good. Speaking of Taco Bell, we did find out who's actually behind it. And here he is. You might recognize him. There's Dr. Anthony Fauci in his Taco Bell uniform. Son of a bitch, he did it to us again.
And let's not allegedly leave Ralph Barrick out of that equation.
Okay. All right, we won't.
Ralph, I just, about a month ago, I received information that Ralph is now retired and is going off to do consulting work.
We got into the wrong line of work. That's an obvious statement. Conservative media and sports media, not the right thing. We need to. The science of killing people is so much better. It's just the financials are there.
Well, why couldn't our parents have been eugenicists?
Right. This is a house of learned doctors.
Yeah. No, but our parents had to be into this weird, old-fashioned notion of the preservation of life, and life is important and life is worth living. Why couldn't we have parents that wanted to wipe out half the population?
Oh, there's a lot there. So England obviously choked. Has struggled in big games. They struggled. They were up 1-0 until the 85-minute mark yesterday. Ended up losing 2-1 to Argentina. We're coming up on college football season. James Franklin has moved from Penn State to Virginia Tech, which I think is a good fit. We've talked about it a lot when it happened. I think it will be a good fit for him there. I think that the Hokies, the folks in Blacksburg will be happy. And you're going to be jumping to Enter Sandman before you know it. It's going to be great. We're all excited. But this is a pretty perfect picture. It shows him on the sidelines in an England jersey because James Franklin has a lot of trouble winning the big games. He did at Penn State. He has everywhere. I thought that this was rather fitting. And I hope that he does well at Virginia Tech. And I think he can be a 9-3, 10-2, perennial Virginia Tech team and do great, an 8-4 here and there. You can't slide to 7-5 and beneath, but I think that he will do well there. Do I think he's going to win the big games? No, I think that he's going to have a great. They're going to be that team who maybe not this year because it's first year. Once he gets his personnel in, once he gets his system implemented, like holy shit, Virginia Tech's 8-0, they're back, baby. It's like, well, they are. But you're still going to finish 9-3 or 10-2. Just the floor is going to fall out because James has a history of not being able to pull these off. Not rooting against you, James. If you'd like to hire me on your staff, I would love to be a part of it. And then I will change all of my verbiage to being very supportive. But.
Well, he's not going to hire me with this next statement. James, if things don't turn around at Virginia Tech, you're on the cusp of becoming the Dave Wannstedt of college football, the guy that everybody likes and would like to see do well because you have all the appearances of being a great guy, but if you can't win,
yeah,
it's Wanny time.
It's Wanny time. Great mustache, Dave Wannstedt. Love your mustache, Dave. Not a great football coach, but love your mustache. Okay, we've got a graphic. We've got a bunch of logos in a circle on one side and then just a single one on the other. Have you won a playoff game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium? That's Atlanta, by the way. We've got a bunch of soccer teams, England, Argentina, the Patriots, Alabama, Indiana, Ohio State, LSU, Texas, some other soccer teams that no one knows or cares about. Georgia, yes. And then there's the Falcons, the home team at Mercedes-Benz, no. Struggling to do that. Be interesting. That's another interesting quarterback competition in this offseason with Tua Tagovailoa and Michael Penix Jr. We'll see what happens there. Okay, next meme. We've got another Babylon Bee headline. Healthy safety tip before consuming lettuce. Try being a man and eating real food. The doctor's holding up. Looks like a ribeye. Looks like a nice cut. Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to be safe tonight?
I'm going to be super safe tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat a lot of steak tonight. It's going to be uncomfortable. Like my hope is to go to bed uncomfortable, maybe sweating, and lean to my wife and be like, why did I do it again? She'll be like,
right.
You know what you did. And then I'll turn back and like that's sounds miserable. And I know, I get it. It is. But that's how I hope this night ends. That's what I think is going to be the case. Okay, we've got England hasn't blown a lead this badly on U.S. soil since 1776. True story. Shitty country becoming Islam. Mohammed, the number one name for a third year in a row in England this year. And yet, I think it was Olivia or Olive or Olivia. One of the two is number one. The female is still doing fine, but they're radicalizing all the boys. That's happening. We've got a Taco Bell sign. Stop acting like you've never gotten explosive diarrhea here before. Who called the news? Exactly. And then last meme, we've got some astronauts. If liberals are the first people to encounter aliens, and we've got two folks, one holding up a sign, what are your pronouns? Yeah, they would do that. Totally do that. I think that's why they haven't come, if they exist. I'm not saying I think they exist or that I don't, but I think they're like, this place is screwed up. Screwed up. We're out.
Yeah, if they saw that sign, they'd probably just run back to where they came from.
Well, yeah.
Right. Yeah, we don't want any part of that.
No.
You know, as much as I want to believe in to a certain point, I do, that there could be life elsewhere and they're coming to our planet to try and figure out what's going on. I still can't get past the fact that if you are from a different galaxy and you end up here and you come from a place that has superior technology, how in the hell do you end up flying your spaceship like, an Asian person trying to merge onto the 405? You just start crashing shit everywhere. I don't understand that.
That's a fair question.
Because it doesn't make sense. If you're that, technologically advanced, you can't figure out gravity and, how to guide your flying saucer around.
Yeah, fair point. That's a fair point, Tom Cunningham. Absolutely is. Okay. Let's get back into a couple news stories here. I think this is, I don't know. This is interesting. It's interesting and it's not interesting all at the same time. But it's interesting enough that I'm going to bring it up. So obviously you've got all the different athletic conferences in collegiate sports. And we're speaking specifically here about college football, which again, praise Jesus, is coming back here soon. I love that Nate just jumped into the notes, by the way. Nate can't be here today, but he's in the notes. The Power Four conferences have their different rules in terms of sequencing, in terms of standings and order, and who gets into the conference championship, how tiebreakers are done, yada, yada, yada. Obviously, the big two conferences, the most prominent, the most powerful, are the Big Ten and the SEC. I'm not saying those in any particular order, although I am a Big Ten guy. Those are the two big two, right? They drive the conversations. ACC, Big 12, great conferences. They are great conferences, no two ways about it. But the ACC has come out and announced that they've changed their tiebreaker rules for their standings and who goes into the conference championship. We'll put this up. I'll read it to you here. ACC announces new football championship tiebreaker policy. The Atlantic Coast Conference has announced a new football championship tiebreaker policy that will take effect beginning in the 2026 season, reflecting the league's transition to a 9-game conference schedule and ensuring a fair and equitable, you go wrong as soon as you start saying shit like equitable, fair and equitable process for determining participants in the ACC football championship game. The updated tie-breaking procedure is built on 3 guiding principles. Head-to-head results will always matter most. Makes sense. That should be a key thing. You got the same record. Did you play each other? Who won? That team goes. No team... Second point, no team will be overly rewarded or penalized based on the number of conference games it played. And then this one, which is where things get interesting. When head-to-head competition cannot separate tied teams, the team with the strongest overall body of work will earn the opportunity to compete for the ACC championship in the conference's automatic qualifier to the college football playoff, which, by the way, they don't have an automatic qualifier. It's the top 5 conference championship, top 5 ranked conference championship teams. Typically, that is going to be an ACC team, but it's not automatic. But you read that language right there. The team with the strongest overall body of work will earn the opportunity to compete. Who the hell gets to decide what that is?
Right. What does that mean?
Like, it means nothing. It comes down to... Well, we're going to clearly these guys were the most, like their body of work was the best. That is the most vague. You're trying to I just love that they're trying to tighten things up. We're trying to really improve this system here, guys. Bear with us. We want this to be a strong ACC championship. Let us put out a bunch of words and phrasing that says absolutely nothing and does nothing to actually improve things. That is like the very definition of some loose language right there.
It is. It's all based on how you quantify it, and the way to quantify it is make it up.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to go by is point differential. Well, no, let's throw in stats. Who had the most yards? You know what? Let's do likes. Who had the most likes on, a post that they put? Yeah. It's open to so much interpretation that it's not going to go well.
Yeah. It's not going to go well at all. And here's the thing. Let's just cut an example. You come up with a year, and they've had some years like this. I'm not trying to pick on them. So if you graduate from there, by the way, you're probably a smart person. But let's say Wake Forest has a great year. Like they're kind of like the Northwestern of the ACC. Every once in a while they shock everybody, and then they go back to being okay, and then they shock everybody again. Let's say it comes down to Wake and Clemson, right? Or Wake and Miami. We'll just use Wake and Clemson. They're statistically equivalent, and it comes down to the strongest body of work. The strongest body of work in the eyes of the ACC commissioner and the networks is going to be Clemson every time because they're a better draw for the conference. They're a better draw for the networks, for television, for all the things. I just think that this is and I get why they're doing it too. Like, don't be mistaken. I understand what you're doing, ACC, and why you're doing it. But upstart teams who have overperformed, had a great year. Like, you get dicked over in this. And the team that the ACC thinks represents them the best, which is going to be the Miami, the Clemson, the Florida State school, that's who it is, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it going to be like, whatever team has the best ratings this year so that we can get the most money on the playoff game? That's just a bad way to do it.
Just call it the Clemson Kane clause.
There you go.
Right. Exactly. It really freaking loose, man. That's if I'm the head coaches and the athletic directors at some of this, if I'm Georgia Tech, UNC, Duke, Wake Forest, any of these, if I'm James Franklin at Virginia Tech, any of these folks, and he might get on the better side of the conversation because Vatek has a great football history and he's an interesting name that people do like. I think he is a good guy. Maybe he wins out on that, but there's a lot of schools who are like, we got a problem with this. Like this isn't great. Speaking of you have another point?
I was just going to say, it just reminds me of like carve-outs that politicians do. It's a carve-out.
Yeah, it is. I don't think that goes well. I think we're going to have another rule in the next year or two. Like, the ACC has clarified its tie-breaking rule. It's got to be specific, people. You cannot leave something that important with. It's not just win or lose, championship opportunity or not. There's a lot of money on the line with this. So, like, schools, presidents, athletic directors, like, people are they're gonna needle this to death because you've got to be specific. Like, going to the ACC championship, having a chance to then go on to the college football playoff. We're talking lots of this. Is there pride? Yes. Are there banners? Yes. But it's this. At the end of the day, that's a money thing. All right, last thing. Sticking with the NCAA, the rules committee, subcommittee, I should say, has, as you've seen there on your screen, approved the usage of the ABS challenge system in college baseball. So similar to what you're seeing in the major leagues now, the SEC did it in their tournament. Now, there's still one more hoop they have to jump through, but it looks like it's formality. Now it looks like this is coming to college baseball. So basically, a pitcher, a catcher, and a hitter can request the ABS challenge. It has to be. Here's the crazy thing about this. And I think this is similar. I don't know the exact time frame for Major League Baseball. It's got to be like you've got to tip your hat. Mine's backwards right now. You got to tip your hat within 2 to 3 seconds to initiate the challenge. That's a quick. I'm telling you, at my point in time, and I'm not trying to say I'm super old, because people are, you're not that old. At my point in time, 2 to 3 seconds, like I'm still processing like
Right.
what's going on. You want me to make that call?
But you're starting to see that issue in the major league too. You'll get players tapping their helmet or something that the umpire doesn't see, or they're looking the other way, or whatever the case may be, and it's like, oh, you didn't do it fast enough. Well, no, like what's the real time frame, you know? And so, I mean, I think it's good personally. I like that it kind of takes the human error out of it, so to speak. But yeah, you just got to kind of work.
Getting the call right is good.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You got to get the kinks out, of course. But
I guess that's my problem with it from the major league side of things so far in this experiment. I saw a couple of the SEC tournament games. I didn't watch all of them, but I don't know. I feel like maybe we can do a little bit better job of who gets to challenge, what the time frame is, how this works. Obviously, it's new to baseball. We're in the early days and stages of it, but I'm not surprised college baseball is doing it. I guess to say as it pertains to the story itself, I think there's some good things that come with it. I just think that the system is just weird on both levels.
Yeah.
It is a very weird system, and it's stories like this and times that we live in where I really wish that either Billy Martin or Earl Weaver were still alive so they could weigh in on this. I would love to hear their take on a replay system for the players.
Bro, I'm pretty sure it was, this is back in the floppy disk days. Like this is the early floppy disk days, like when floppy disks were like cool. And Earl Weaver had a game where, it was like the equivalent of NFL Challenge, if anyone remembers that, where it's just X's and O's like going against each other, and it was just random. Like you called a play, like you might get a first down, you might not. You might as well have been rolling craps in Vegas. But the baseball was similar, but you could build your own stadium, and it looked like crap because it was on an old, IBM or whatever. But in his baseball game, you could build your own thing. So if you wanted to build like the equivalent of a green monster, if you wanted to build 2 green monsters, you could do whatever you wanted. I think it's one of the greatest games ever. I'll never forget it because I loved how much like you could come up with things and create things from it. All that to say, total side tangent because you bring up his name, a legend, but I like that. I just want to get, you know what, man, at the end of the day, I think that maybe I missed my calling, but maybe it's in stadium design. Like maybe, Tom, we've talked about doing documentaries on it. You've worked on one. Like maybe that's the sweet spot.
Yeah, it is Kansas City. It all started in Kansas City with an architectural firm there that started the first single-use stadium when they built Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah, there you have it. Okay, the weekend is upon us. So here's a quick recap before we get out of here. I'm just going to give you some cheat codes. World Cup third place game, France, England, Saturday 5 p.m. That's happening. If you ain't first, you're last.
Speaking of gay, third place.
I was gonna. and here's what's sad because it's Saturday and we're in the off season of the sports that matter. So I'm going to have this shit on. I'm not going to watch it actively. I'm not going to make food for it or anything like that. I'll be sitting out back, having a cigar, probably a beverage at that time of day, and working. And it's Saturday, but I'm a business owner, so I'll be working. But that is, like, the third place game, that's tough. Like, just flip a coin at that point and be like, you got third, we got fourth. That sucks.
That's as sad as, like, the bowl game before Christmas.
Yes. Oh, you're in the old, using an old example, the Aloha Bowl. Like, that's, right. Yeah. It's really more of an insult than anything. But that game is happening. It's Saturday. It is France and England, 2 countries who are bound to let you down. One of them will do it as well. That's 5 p.m. The World Cup final Sunday, 3 p.m. I think it's on Fox. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. That's Sunday afternoon. That will be a great game. Argentina, Spain, definitely worth watching. Got to figure out Iberian ham or Argentinian steak. I'll work that out. There's nothing saying I can't do both. Okay, like if I want to really get my nitrates up we'll see. And then the Open Championship, over at Royal Birkdale, started today for the PGA. That's going on, obviously a big deal. So that goes today through Sunday. And then NASCAR, you got North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Carolina. The Window World 450. I love some of the names for these races. Window World, it's probably a big deal somewhere. I've never heard of it. It's like you have a race named after you. It's like a bowl game.
I was about to say, it's like a bowl game, yeah.
The Johnson Motorsports and Tire something bowl. Like, what?
Yes, the Balls and Banter 300.
Yeah, we definitely need. I actually had a NASCAR. I can't get into it because the other company that I can't get into it. But anyways, I had a NASCAR advertiser who hounds me. Call last night. It's like, bro, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. It's not about this show. It's about something else that I used to be involved in. But at any rate, that is Sunday. So the Window World 450 Sunday. It's a late race again. There better not be freaking weather delays. I cannot handle it like last weekend in Atlanta. Starts at 7 p.m. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't go until the butt-ass crack of dawn. But all that's going on this weekend, so there are some good things. And then we get closer and closer to that first preseason football game, the Hall of Fame game, Week 0 in college football, all that stuff coming. So
I thought you were going to say the NHL season.
And the NHL season. And it's coming up. I mean, that's September 29th, baby. We're so close to greatness. And yet so far. But we're closer than we were yesterday. So we'll enjoy that. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Please do hit that like button on the way out. Bring some people back with you on Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll be here everywhere you podcast, everywhere you watch, all those things. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Be smart. Be free.
We got balls and banter.